Good morning. Today our topic is D black elements. Elements are classified into four blacks: S black, P black, D black, and F black, based on the differentiating electron enters in which orbital. If the differentiating electron enters in S orbital, these are called S black elements. If the differentiating electron enter in P orbital, those are called P black elements. If the differentiating electron entered into D orbital, those are called D black elements. But here, difference is the differentiating electron enters in n minus 1 d orbital. That means not in valency shell, it enters into penultimate shell of d orbital. See here, definition of d black elements. The elements of periodic table belonging to group 3 to 12 are known as d black elements, because in these elements lost electron, that means differentiating electron, enters in d subshell or d orbital. Okay, the d black elements are placed in between s and p black elements in the long form of periodic table. See here, these are classified into four series: 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, and 6D series. 3D series starts with scandium 21 to zinc 30, whereas 4D series starts from yttrium 39 to cadmium 48. Okay, see here, observe this slide carefully. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, and zinc. These are the first series of D black elements. Here one more word is there: transition elements. What are transition elements? Transition element is defined as which has incompletely filled d orbital in its ground state or any one of its oxidation state. That means transition elements should have partially filled n minus 1 d orbital. If 1 minus 1 n minus 1 d orbital is fully filled, it is d black element, but it is not transition element. Okay, see here, by seeing the electron configuration, you can easily find out which one is d black and which one is transition element. See here, scandium electron configuration is 4s2 3d1. Here 3d shell is incompletely filled, and at the same time the lost electron entered in 3d orbital. So this is d black element. Like that, argon 22, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper. In case of zinc, observe carefully here, the lost electron entered in 3d orbital, so it is also d black element, but it is not transition element, because here 3d shell is completely filled. So all the transition elements are d black elements, because all the transition elements contain electronic configuration up to 3d 1 to 9, but all the d black elements are not transition elements. For example, you take zinc, it is a d black element, but it is not a transition element. Okay, observe carefully. Here I am showing the electronic configuration of 3d series. Then outer electron configuration of the transition elements in ground state. Scandium, it contains 2 electrons in its 4s orbital and 1 electron in its penultimate 3d orbital. Okay, see here, the number of electrons in 3d orbital will gradually increase up to zinc. At the same time, here I am showing second series and third series also, but you carefully observe the first series, that is 3D series. How? How are D black elements and transition elements different? Just now I told you that all D black elements are not transition elements, but all transition elements are D black elements. All D black elements are not transition elements because D black elements like zinc have fully or completely filled d orbital, that is d10 configuration in their ground state. So it is considered as d black element, but it is not considered as transition element. See, which of the d black elements may not be regarded as the transition elements? Why zinc, cadmium and mercury are not considered as transition elements? Why scandium is a transition element but zinc is not? These are the some basical doubts. Okay, basical doubts. And see here answers. Okay, here first question is there, then answer. Which d black elements may not regarded as transition elements? Zinc, cadmium and mercury, because already we discussed they have completely filled n-1 d orbital. Then general and physical properties of d black elements we will see one by one. Atomic size, ionic size, ionization enthalpy, oxidation states and colored ions, magnetic properties, catalytic properties, formation of complexes, like that. Okay, see here in physical properties, first of all here we are going to see the electronic configuration. Already you know very well electronic configuration. By using Euler diagram, you can write electronic configuration for all the elements. Here in 3D series, chromium and copper, observe carefully here, chromium. Actually the electronic configuration of chromium is 4s2 3d4, but instead of that it has 4s1 3d5. Like that, copper, atomic number 29, the electronic configuration is 4s2 3d9, but it has 4s1 3d10 because of the stability. What stability here? The atoms which contain exactly half filled or fully filled d orbitals are more stable. So for the stability, copper and chromium shows anomalous electronic configuration. Okay, right. Then melting and boiling points. Melting and boiling points are very high comparatively with the neighboring s and p black elements, because here large number of unpaired electrons are take part in bonding, because all the n-1 d orbital contain a number of unpaired electrons. They are all take part in chemical bonding. That's why they have strong metallic bond. Hence they shows high melting and boiling points. Okay, see in this graph how the boiling and melting points of various series. Series 1, 2, 3. Series 1 is denoted with green. Series 2 is denoted with blue. Series 3 with red. Atomic radius. Okay. Already we know periodicity of atomic radius. Atomic radius gradually decreases in a period from left to right. Here, see, scandium is more atomic size than titanium, like that. But the decrease in atomic size gradually decreased up to scandium to nickel only. After that, there is a little bit increase in atomic size because copper and zinc both contain completely filled d orbitals. So the atomic size gradually decreased from scandium to nickel. After that, there is a little bit increase in copper and zinc because both contain completely filled d orbitals. See here. Okay, whatever I explained, it is shown in a graph. Okay, here see, along the rows nuclear charge increases, but the penultimate d subshell has poor shielding effect, so atomic and ionic size remain almost same in case of with 4d and 5d series. Whereas in case of 4d and 5d series, both have similar atomic size because here lanthanide contraction takes place. Means here the electrons entered into f orbital also. F orbital has a poor shielding effect. So due to poor shielding effect, the 4d and 5d series elements show similar atomic size. Ionization enthalpy. We know very well, if atomic size is decreased, then ionization enthalpy will be increased. Same way. Due to an increase in nuclear charge which accompanies the filling of the inner d orbitals, there is no increase in ionization enthalpy along each series of the transition element from left to right. Now it is very, very important. Oxidation states. Transition elements have variable oxidation states. Actually, one element shows one or two oxidation states, but here the black element shows variable oxidation states. Due to here this very small energy difference between 3d and 4s orbitals. So, the electrons present in 4s as well as 3d are take part in bonding. That's why they show variable oxidation states. See here, I am showing the variable oxidation states of different elements of 3D series. Scandium shows +3 only, whereas titanium +2, +3, +4, like that. But here one condition, only the unpaired electrons take part in chemical bonding. If the electrons are paired, for example, nickel 28, okay, 4s2 3d8. Don't imagine like that it contains 8 electrons in d orbital. Among those 8, only how many are unpaired? You know, d orbital are capable for 5 electrons. Okay, first of all you fill one electron in each orbital. After that you are going to pair. Then only 2 unpaired electrons are there. So by using these 2 unpaired electrons, at the same time 2 electrons from 4s orbital. So it contains totally 4 electrons for bonding purpose. So it shows +2, +3, +4. In case of zinc, 3d orbital is completely filled. There is no question of unpaired electron. So it shows only +2 oxidation state. See here, whatever I told here, the elements which give the greatest number of oxidation states occur in or near the middle of the series. Then trends in M+2M standard electrode potential. See here, observed values and calculated values. Here there is a graph plotted standard potential values of various 3D series elements. Colored ions. Most of the transition metal compounds are colored both in solid and aqueous state. For example, copper. Okay, we will see copper salts exist in blue color. whereas manganese are in pink color. Okay, this is the reason they have unpaired electrons. Okay, due to unpaired electrons, they produce colored salts. See here, I am showing someone in lost copper sulfate, it is in blue color, cobalt chloride, see here, manganese chloride, okay, all are colored salts. What is the reason for this colored salts? Reason is that the elements which contain unpaired electrons in its d orbital, they show color properties. Reason is that whenever the atom contain unpaired electrons in its d orbital, the electrons are excited from one lower energy level to higher energy level. How can we understand this? To understand the dd transition, you have to know the shapes of d orbitals. Here, 5 types of d orbitals are there: dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. Some are present on the axis, some are present between the axis. Whenever the ligand enters or approaches the metal ion, the d orbitals are split into two types. One is some are with low energy, some are with high energy. Then the electron which is present in lower energy level d orbital is excited to, by gaining some energy or by observing some energy, it excited to higher energy level. Due to this, they show color properties. See here. After that, one more important is catalytic property. Most of the d black elements are used as a catalyst in various reactions. This property is due to presence of unpaired electrons in their incomplete d orbital and variable oxidation states of transition metals. In most cases, they provide a large surface area with free valencies. That's why they act as a catalyst in various reactions. For example, see here, iron 3 catalyzes the reaction between iodine and persulfate ion. Magnetic properties. Three types of magnetic substances are there. Some are repelled by magnetic field, some are weakly attracted by magnetic field, some are strongly attracted by magnetic field. Based on that, these are divided into three types: paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, okay, diamagnetic. Diamagnetic substances are repelled by the applied field, while the paramagnetic substances are attracted. The substances which are attracted very strongly are said to be ferromagnetic. This is due to unpaired electrons. Okay, see here, paramagnetism arises from the presence of unpaired electrons. Each such electron have a magnetic moment. The magnetic moment of any transition element or its compound or ion is given by mu s is equal to under root of n into n plus 2 Bohr magnetons. Here n is number of unpaired electrons. See here, in magnetic field absence, in presence of magnetic field, okay, this is paramagnetic. Ferromagnetic, how they converted in presence of magnetic field, observe here carefully. And here he calculated the magnetic momentum by using the formula under root of n into n plus 1. Formation of complexes. Before that, what is complex? Which contain more types of bonds. Okay, otherwise the metal which accept electron pairs from ligand. Complex compounds are those in which the metal ions bind a number of anions or neutral molecules, giving complex species with characteristic properties. Then transition metals from a large number of complexes. This property is due to the small size, high ionic charge, and availability of d orbitals for bond formation. Formation of interstitial compounds. The transition elements form a large number of interstitial compounds in which small atoms such as hydrogen, carbon, boron, and nitrogen occupy the empty spaces in their lattice. Empty space in their lattice. They are usually not stoichiometric and are neither typically ionic or covalent. Like this. See, red one is occupied in the interstitial space. The principal physical and chemical characteristics of those compared are oxides and this is oxides and oxyanions of metal. All the metals except scandium form MXOY oxides which are ionic. As the oxidation number of a metal increases, ionic character decreases. Potassium dichromate, it is no need to here. Okay. These are the properties of potassium permanganate. Okay, this is the brief introduction regarding D black elements. Okay, thank you.